Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 17th of October 2020. You can see here are two images of the best current affairs of the today, but today we will discuss 6 to 7 current affairs, very important current affairs. So watch the video till the end. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about the Affairs Cloud current affairs subscription. You can subscribe our current affair PDFs by two methods. You can visit our website, that is Affairs Cloud/current affairs, or you can directly go to the description link or the description box. Below this video there is a description link, so you can directly visit the subscription site. And what you will get in the PDFs, you will get the daily current affairs, you will get the weekly PDFs, you will get the weekly test, very important to evaluate yourself, and you will also get the monthly PDF. But there will be not only one PDF in the monthly section. There are 5 PDFs. I am just revising you the how will you benefited by this monthly PDFs. You will get the best 100 current affairs of the month. You will get the banking, finance and the economy section PDF because it is very important who are preparing for the banking exam. And next is the pocket PDF. The name suggests that it is you can carry with your pocket because you can revise your current affairs very quickly. And there is a question and answer PDF, and it is very important because everyday current affairs in the form of question and answers, you can revise this very quickly. So these current affairs are provided in Hindi as well as in English. And you can also use the 10% extra discount, so that on that minimal cost of the subscription you will get the 10% extra discount. You can use this code ASH10 and you will get the extra discount. Now moving to the today's news, and here is our first news. Nitin Gadkari ji launched blasting process for one of the Asia's longest bi-directional road tunnel, that is Zojila Tunnel. This tunnel is in which state or the UT? Because this Zojila Tunnel basically is situated in the Himalayas area, so that's why there is a need of blasting so that the construction of one of the longest bi-directional road in Asia can be constructed. And it is 14.15 kilometer long, guys. Just remember this, 14.15 kilometer long. And it is about 3000 meter on height. It means the altitude is 3000 meter, and the state or UT is the Jammu and Kashmir. You can see the UT and there is a Jammu and Kashmir. It will provide Jammu and Kashmir all-weather connectivity between Srinagar, you have to remember this, Srinagar to Leh. Leh, you can say it is in the Ladakh area, and it will connect the National Highway 1. So remember these 2 or 3 things that are very important. It will connect the Srinagar to the Leh, and it will also connect the National Highway 1. Total length of the Zojila Tunnel is 14.15 kilometer, and the altitude is 3000 meter. You can see in the picture that Nitin Gadkari ji, our Minister of Transport, launched this blasting process for the Zojila Tunnel. It will connect the, you can see in the image also that it will connect the Srinagar to the Leh. So it is the Zojila Tunnel, and the distance is also reduced because the time period before this tunnel is just about more than 3 hours. But after this tunnel, the travel time will reduce to 15 minutes. That means 3 hours to 15 minutes, huge difference. So that's why the tunnel will be benefited. So this is very important, guys. Moving to our next question, and you have to remember about the Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor is the Manoj Sinha. Remember Manoj Sinha. Move to next question. What is the name of the program launched for intellectual property literacy and awareness campaign, guys? Mark under important section because it is related to the intellectual property. First of all, you have to know about the intellectual property rights. These are the rights given to persons over a creations of their minds. They usually give the creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creation for a certain period of time. It means you can get the basically license to produce or to make that thing for a certain time period. This is the intellectual property, and the program is started just to create awareness about this intellectual property rights, or the you can say literacy about the intellectual property rights. And the name of the program is the Kapila. So remember, the name of the program is the Kapila. So this is very important because it is also decided that India will celebrate 15th October to 23 of October as a week of intellectual property literacy week. Remember this, from 15th October to 23rd of October, India will celebrate this week as an intellectual property literacy week. And during the week, a number of activities will be organized. like online awareness about the intellectual property rights, like importance of the process of applying the patent, how you how you can get this right, that is the patent right. You can get the any type of patent of for your any type of the creative work. And they also organize the debates, poster contest, quizzes, community meetings. So this will basically enhance the knowledge and you can say awareness about the intellectual property rights. So the mission or the campaign is known as the Kapila. And remember, the week 15th October to 23rd October is celebrated as the Intellectual Property Literacy Week. You can see here our education minister, that is the Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji, virtually launched this Kapila campaign. So remember, the Union Education Minister launched this Kapila program, and Kapila is related to the intellectual property. How you will remember? You will remember by this PI. PI, that is the IP. So remember, intellectual property. Move to next question. Most important question, mark under most important section. The Myanmar Navy is all set to receive its first submarine. It is the first submarine of the Myanmar, which will be handed over by India. It means it is indigenously built by India and it will be handed over to the Myanmar. What is the name of the submarine? It means you have to tell me what is the name of the submarine. And the answer is very simple. Answer is D. That is the INS Sindhu Veer. So remember, INS Sindhu Veer. So it is very important because India purchased this Sindhu Veer, that is the INS Sindhu Veer, from Russia, or you can say the Soviet Union, in 1980s. But after that, this has undergone so much modernization by the HSL, that is the Hindustan Shipyard Limited in Visakhapatnam. So this will be now handed over to the Myanmar. Firstly, we bought this from Russia, and now after modernization, we are delivering to the Myanmar. And guys, Myanmar is very important for India because it shares the strategic boundary with India. You can see with the Arunachal Pradesh, it is sharing boundary. It is with the Nagaland also. It is with the Manipur also. It is with the Mizoram also. So very important. And Myanmar also shares the 725-kilometer maritime boundary with India also. So this is again important. And Myanmar is also starting the trade with India and the state of the Calcutta by the Sitwe port. So that is again very important. So so many things about the Myanmar. And Myanmar capital is Naypyidaw and currency is Myanmar Kyat. So remember the word Kyat. And president is Win Myint. President is Win Myint. M-Y-I-N-T. M-Y-I-N-T. Win Myint. And you know the famous leader is Aung San Suu Kyi or Aung San Suu Kyi. You can also remember by that. Now you can see here India to hand over that is the Kilo class attack submarine to Myanmar, and the name is the Sindhu Veer. So remember Sindhu Veer. Now move to next question. Who has been designated as vice chair in the working group of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and the Development from India? So this is very important because India designated as a position of the vice chairman in the Council of the Economic Cooperation and the Development. So mark under important section. This is important news. I didn't write there, but you have to mark this under the important section. Very simple news. You just have to remember the name of the vice chairman. Nothing else, nothing important more than that. And the answer is Dr. Ekta Kapoor. Dr. Ekta Kapoor is designated as the vice chairman in the working group of Organization for Economic Cooperation and the Development. Just very important is the OECD. So you have to remember 2 or 3 things about the OECD. One is the headquarter. OECD headquarter is in Paris. OECD headquarter is in Paris, and the Secretary General of OECD is the Angel Gurria. So remember Angel Gurria. Gurria. That is the Gurria. So remember Angel Gurria, that is the OECD Secretary General, and the headquarter is in Paris. Most important is the headquarter, OECD headquarters, and who is representing India, or the you can say the vice chair of the OECD, that is the Dr. Ekta Kapoor. So you can see here India designated as a vice chair of the OECD working group. There is a another thing, that is the GLP, Good Laboratory Practice. She has appointed basically in the group of the GLP. What is this GLP? GLP is basically a quality system evolved by the OECD to ensure safety data generated on chemicals like industrial chemicals, pharmaceuticals, agrochemicals, cosmetic products, anything. But you have to just remember this is a program for the data security or the safety of data. So India designated as the vice chairman. So remember, and the headquarter of OECD is in Paris. Now move on to next question. Which bank has signed MOU, that is the Memorandum of Understanding, with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and SIDBI to pay subsidy to street vendors under the Pradhan Mantri or the Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme or the Prime Minister Swanidhi scheme. So remember, I think all you know about the Prime Minister Swanidhi scheme. It is for the street vendors, because it is very important scheme during the time period of the lockdown, because it was started you can say on the 1st June of 2020, 1st June of 2020 by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It will provide the affordable working capital loan to street vendors to resume their livelihood, which have been badly affected due to the COVID-19. And the agency who is implementing this scheme is the SIDBI. And SIDBI is very important, guys, because SIDBI's headquarters is in Lucknow, and SIDBI's you can say chairman is the Mohammad Mustafa. Remember this also. And you know all about the SIDBI's. And the next thing we are talking about, the which bank now has signed MOU with this ministry and the SIDBI to provide subsidy to the street vendors. It means the government will pay the subsidy from the accounts of which bank? That is the Indian Bank. So remember, the bank name is the Indian Bank. Mark under very important news, because the government initiative is included under this, and both government organization, one is the SIDBI and second is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Who is the Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs? That is the Hardeep Singh Puri. Remember these 2 or 3 things. And where is the headquarter of Indian Bank? Headquarter is the Chennai, Tamil Nadu. And who is the managing director or the CEO of the Indian Bank? That is another important part. That is the Padmaja, Padmaj, Padamja Chundru. Remember this also. Indian Bank headquarters is in Chennai. So 2 or 3 things important. One is the Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi or the Prime Minister Swanidhi scheme. What is this scheme? Or this scheme is for the street vendors or to provide the affordable loan so that they can resume their livelihood. Second thing, it is launched by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and it is implemented by SIDBI. Now, which bank is paying subsidy to the street vendor? That is the Indian Bank. So these are the 4 or 5 things you have to remember under this news. That's why this news is very important. So Indian Bank MOU with the Housing, Ministry of Housing and the SIDBI for the street bank. I already told you where is the headquarter of SIDBI, that is Lucknow, and who is the chairman? That is the Mohammad Mustafa. Move to next question. Who is appointed as the next permanent representative of India to UNESCO? Very important news, guys. Very important, friends. Next permanent representative of India to UNESCO. And the organization is very important, guys. That is the UNESCO. So remember about the UNESCO. Where is the headquarter of UNESCO? Again, Paris. Headquarter of OECD also in Paris, and UNESCO's headquarter is also in Paris. So remember this also. And now, who is appointed as the next permanent representative of India? That is in the UNESCO is the very simple question, because I told you about Dr. Ekta Kapoor. She is basically the vice chair of the OECD. But now the name is basically related to the Vishal V. Sharma. It means the answer is D. Vishal V. Sharma is appointed next permanent representative of India to UNESCO. He is very famous person because of he was appointed on a special duty when Prime Minister Modi ji was in Gujarat, and he was also the IFS officer. Now he was appointed as the special designated officer, you can say, or the permanent delegation of India to the UNESCO. He will be ranked as an ambassador to UNESCO from India. So you have to remember the ambassador of India to the that ambassador of UNESCO from India is the Vishal V. Sharma. So remember the name, that is very important, Vishal V. Sharma. And you have to remember one more thing, that he is basically the third official who had been served as, who will be basically appointed as the next representative of the UNESCO. So you have to remember he is basically the third person or the third political appointee among Indian ambassadors and the high commissioners who is appointed as the representative of India to the UNESCO. Earlier it was the Vinay Mohan Kwatra and the Javed Ashraf. Vinay Mohan Kwatra was the first, and the second was the Javed Ashraf, and third was the Vishal V. Sharma. It means Vishal V. Sharma replaced Javed Ashraf and become the next representative of India to the UNESCO. And remember, where is the headquarter of UNESCO? Is the Paris. Now you can see his picture, that is the Vishal V. Sharma, India's next permanent representative. Now moving to our next question, and it is from picture, and it is the related to day, World Food Day. It doesn't mean that you can eat anything, but it is just to create awareness about the food products or the nourishment of food. That is the grow, nourish, sustain together. That is the theme. Or you can simply say that it also it is also celebrated to create awareness and action for those who suffer from hunger, and also for the need to ensure healthy diets for all. It means I already told you that is for the nourishment or the nutrition diet of everyone. And the this is celebrated by, or this is organized by FAO all over world, that is the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And this day also marks the 75th anniversary of the FAO. So guys, FAO becomes very important because it is the 75th anniversary of Food and Agriculture Organization. So it is very important, and even Prime Minister Modi ji released 75 denomination commemorative coin to remark this occasion, that is the FAO 75th anniversary. 75 rupees denomination commemorative coin to mark India's long-standing relation with the FAO. FAO is again very important. FAO's headquarters is in Italy. So remember, FAO headquarters is in Italy. This is very important. Or if they are asking the specific place, then it is Rome. So remember, this is Rome. And you have to remember the theme, that is the grow, nourish, sustain, and together. Move to our next question. It is again a day, and it is marked under very important section, that is the Rashtriya Mahila Kisan Divas. Rashtriya Mahila Kisan Divas, that is on the 15th of October 2020. Now, why this type of the day is celebrated, especially to the representing the Mahila Kisan? So this is very important because it is just to recognize the contribution of women farmers in various aspects of the agriculture. It means it is just only related to the women farmers and their contribution in the agriculture sector. So this day is celebrated from the year of 2016, because it is started by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Farmers Welfare. So it is very important, you have to remember. And who is the Minister of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare? That is the Narendra Singh Tomar ji. So remember these 2 or 3 things, and it is very important. Rashtriya Mahila Kisan Divas, that is on the 15th of October. So moving to next question. Who is appointed as the interim president of the International Weightlifting Federation? Now remember the organization name, that is the IWF, International Weightlifting Federation. And he is the interim president. It means he is the temporary president. So not so much important, but if not appointed another person, then it is important. If within 10 to 15 days no person is appointed as a permanent president, then this question becomes very important. So that's why I marked under the very important section that who is appointed as the interim president of the International Weightlifting Federation. And the answer is Dr. Michelle Irani. So remember, the Dr. Michelle Irani appointed as the temporary president of the International Weightlifting Federation. Earlier, the president was Thomas Ajan, but he resigned. That's why the Dr. Michelle Irani was appointed. So remember, and what about the IWF? IWF headquarter is in the Budapest. So remember, Budapest, and the country is Hungary. Hungary's capital is the Budapest. And the president I already told you, that is the Dr. Michelle Irani. That is the temporary, not the permanent. Now moving to our next question. You can see in the picture that Michelle Irani appointed as the temporary president. Now next question, again it is very important question, mark under very important section, guys. I already wrote here that it is very important question because it is the India's first Oscar winner, that is the Banu Athia. Remember the name, that is the Banu Athia, or you can remember BA, that is the opposite of AB, Ashu Bansal, or it is, you can remember the BA. She was very famous because of her costume designer experience, and she was the main costume designer for the film of Shahenshah. I think you know the film about the Amitabh Bachchan, that रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं लेकिन नाम है शहंशाह. That is about the film Shahenshah. That costume of the Shahenshah film was designed by this woman, that is the Banu Athia. And she also designed the costume of Gurudat in the film CID, and also worked with the so much famous heroes, that is Raj Kapoor, Ashutosh Gowariker, Yash Chopra, very famous directors or the actors. And what about the Oscar prize? She won this Oscar prize in 1983 for the film Gandhi. It was Gandhi movie that directed by the Richard Attenborough, and starring Ben Kingsley, very famous movie. Ben Kingsley as the Mahatma Gandhi. Very famous movie, the Gandhi. and she won this award in 1983. So remember, most important news you can mark under even most important, that is the Oscar winner Banu Athia, and remember, she is the India's first Oscar winner. So this is important. Now moving to next question. Which country started testing sea guarding, a maritime surveillance drone? Maritime surveillance drone. So this Sea Guardian, a maritime surveillance drone, basically tested and rising tensions between China and the country in the East China Sea. It is being tested to check the capability of the drone in carrying out operations, like you can see the rescue operations, you can say maritime surveillance. So this is the basic function of this drone, and it is basically to test or the to reduce the tensions between India and China, so that the China can be tackled by the country Japan, and it means Japan will help the India if there is a war between India and China. And the answer is very simple, that is the Japan. So this is tested by the Japan. The name is the Sea Guardian. It is just to basically check the rescue operations, maritime surveillance, or any kind of the activities in the maritime security. That is the country Japan. You can see the shape of the drone and the picture of the drone. So you can remember by this picture. Amid Chinese threat, Japan Coast Guard test unmanned aircraft Sea Guard. Unmanned means it is type of a drone. So remember this also. Move on to next question. Who wrote a book, The Battle of Belonging? This is very important book, and this is very important title, which was given by Shashi Tharoor. So remember, it is this title is given by the Shashi Tharoor, and this book is also written by the Shashi Tharoor. Very important book. Shashi Tharoor's all books are very important, and the name of the book is The Battle of Belonging. The Battle of Belonging. Shashi Tharoor earlier wrote a book, that is the Why I Am a Hindu. Why I Am a Hindu. So this book is in series with this book, Why I Am a Hindu. So the Battle of Belonging is basically second part of the Why I Am a Hindu. So this type of the book is basically historical context book, and it also provides the ideas of nationalism, patriotism, humanism, and the democracy and their origin. So very important author and very important book, and he is very famous person because of his vocabulary. And he also wrote about Midnight to the Millennium, the $5 Smile, and the other stories that are the books basically related to the Shashi Tharoor. Very important books. I am repeating: Midnight to the Millennium. Second is the $5 Smile, $5 Smile, and the other stories. That is the three books basically written by the Shashi Tharoor ji. He also wrote a book about the one of the history related subject, that is the An Era of Darkness, the British Empire in India. That is also written by the Shashi Tharoor. Very important person. He is currently a Lok Sabha member from the Trivendrapuram, Kerala. So remember this. And he is a member of Lok Sabha from the 2009 from a single constituency, that is a Trivendrapuram. And he is the longest serving member of the Lok Sabha. Very important again. Shashi Tharoor ji, very important. Now you can see the picture, that is the Battle of Belonging, Shashi Tharoor. Moving to our next question. Which state or UT government announced My Town, My Pride program to deliver service in the urban areas? So you have to remember the keyword, that is the My Town, My Pride. My Town, My Pride program started to deliver service in the urban areas. So there are three main objectives of this program, that is the My Town, My Pride. One is the public outreach. Second is the democracy, strengthen democracy at the grassroots level, you can say. And third is basically to deliver the service at the doorstep. It means to deliver the services to each house, and it is basically the time bound delivery of documents like domicile document, like SC ST document, like OBC certificates, revenue services, any type of services you can delivered by the officials at your doorstep. So this is basically the key feature of this type of the campaign, that is, or the program, that is My Town, My Pride. The program will also ensure the time-bound delivery of benefits of the various welfare schemes, which are started by the state or the UT government, or you can say the center government, like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Kisan credit cards, health golden cards, Ladli Beti. This is an initiative, or Ladli Beti, from the Ladli Beti, you can guess that is an initiative of the Jammu and Kashmir. So remember, the answer is Jammu and Kashmir. So you all know the Lieutenant Governor is Manoj Sinha. Again, moving to our next news, but you can revise from the picture that My Town, My Pride. That is the urban connection of the services and public outreach in towns, service delivery at the doorstep, and strengthening grassroots to the democracy. So this is the main feature. Now this is all for today, but our last section is not to remember but just to read news. Beauty accessory brand Vega, so I think all you know about the Vega brand, has appointed Rohit Sharma as its brand ambassador. I don't know why they appointed Rohit Sharma, but Vega is basically a girlish brand, but I think Rohit Sharma is a very good campaigner. That's why he is appointed. The Rohit Sharma is appointed as a brand ambassador of Vega. So remember, we have to just cover the news. So remember this also. Next is the Jan Small Finance Bank becomes sponsor bank of Ashok Nagar Cooperative Bank Limited. So this is very important news, but don't remember this news. Why this is important? I have to tell you, because Jan Small Finance Bank is the first small finance bank to go live under the bank sponsorship program. It means it is the first small finance bank which is basically sponsor of any bank, that is the Ashok Nagar Cooperative Bank Limited. So it is not basically to remember news, but it is important news. So just read, because by the 1 or 2 readings you will remember this news. Next is the Nirmala Sitharaman virtually attended the plenary meeting of the International Monetary Fund. Nothing important, because many organizations have daily meetings, so every ministry is attending meeting, so not important. Next is the State of Climate Service report is released by World Maritime Organization. It is not World Maritime Organization, guys, because it is the International Maritime Organization. Now the word is WMO. It is the World Meteorological Organization. World Meteorological Organization, and WMO headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland, and IMO headquarters, that is the International Maritime Organization headquarters, is in London. That is in London. So just remember, State of Climate Service Report 2020 is released by the WMO, that is the World Meteorological Organization, and its headquarters is in Geneva. So this is all for today, guys, and if you like this video, then please subscribe our channel, and guys, please provide 300 likes so that I can deliver the daily videos. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. And it is my personal promise, guys, if you're watching our videos daily for 1 month, and if you're reading our current affairs from the PDFs daily, both simultaneously, then your current affairs section will go strong, and your accuracy in the current affairs section will improve. Definitely it will improve. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and take care.